play, and you never really let off the gas. How proud of you were you of that energy and effort tonight?
Yeah, I was very proud of that. I liked the energy that we had, especially on the defensive end, in the first half of that game. I thought our team defense was very well connected. I thought we were very physical. I thought we were very good on the glass, especially in that first half. But just overall, the way that the guys competed, tonight and the movement, the way they shared it on the offensive end, it was good to be a part of.
Nate, you've coached Oshae prior to the season, but did you ever imagine that he would be a guy who could lead a team in scoring in a high leverage game like this?
Yeah, on these rosters, their team, our team, there's a lot of very capable players of having, big games. And Oshae is one of those guys that has put so much time into it, spends a lot of time on his shooting and his finishing at the rim. But you've heard me say this about Oshae. I think his instincts are very good. I think he's in the right spot at the right time. His spacing is good. His weak side movements are very good. And I like the way that he cuts. And when you got, guys out there that are sharing the ball and Domas who will find those cutters at will, he's been cutting at the right time. And I just liked his effort on the defensive end as well.
Greg Doyle.
Nate, hey, Doug McDermott kind of shot them out of the game there in the first quarter. Is that just one of those things I'm guessing that's not really coaching. I'm guessing that's just a great player just getting hotter, or were you looking for that?
Well, the thing that Doug does such a good job of is playing with so much pace and speed. He really flies out of those corners and flies to a spot. And that's Doug. That's the way that he has always played, the way that I continue to encourage him to play. And he does it, and he turns that corner with force, to get to the basket. So it is the guy. And the credit is to his teammates as well. Doug's working like crazy to get open, and his teammates are finding him, and the timing of their passes on where he needs to catch it and when he needs to catch it is very important.
Okay, half coaching, half great shooting. Thank you.
No, that's the players. That is the players.
Thank
you. Kevin Brockway, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about the importance of rebounding coming into this game. Just Domas, 21 rebounds. Just how big was that in terms of kind of setting the tone physicality-wise?
Very big, because we talked about it. This team is, that we played tonight has been in the top 10 in offensive rebounding probably all year. In our regular season games against Charlotte, they hurt us on the old boards because they're a team that wants to, get the offensive rebounds and kick it out for a three. And some of those plays hurt us, in the regular season. We talked about it. We wanted to be very good at blocking out, and that has to continue. We have to be very physical there, whether you play Charlotte or anybody in this league, to make sure they only get one crack at it so we can go the other way.
Scott Atkins.
Nate, after the regular season, the game usually slows down more out of the half court. Wasn't really the case at all tonight. What was your anticipation of what to expect from that standpoint going into the play-in?
Yeah, I thought both teams in this game would try to play with that pace. Both teams coming in are very good in transition. Charlotte does a good job of attacking with multiple ball handlers, and the, ball will throw that thing ahead. Their bigs rim run. So, we talked about, having to be great in transition defense, first of all. But when we're getting those stops, when we were, doing a good job on the glass, that was fueling our offense to run more. So I liked the pace at which we played. And I think it started on the defensive end, getting those stops, and then, it continued.
Jay Michael.
Hey, Nate, it looks like, Domas had a tough start to this game, especially shooting wise, because of the way Charlotte likes to pack it in and not basically give him those clean looks. It seems like he was able, though, to kind of still affect the game, and you guys are leading by 24 in the first half because of all the stuff he was doing that goes outside of him shooting 1 for 8, which I think can kind of be misleading. What did you see from what he was able to do and how that impacted the shooting that you had with everyone else?
I thought he did one heck of a job. He was like a point guard is what he is. He's a point forward. And sometimes point guards have to score more, and sometimes they just have to assist more and make the right plays. And that's exactly what I thought he was doing. he was getting his touches on the block, and he's so good when that basketball is in his hands, and he wants to make the right play. I mean, he wants to make that pass on the cutters. He wants to go into that DHO on those handoffs with, guys flying out of the corner. So I thought he just did a good job of letting the game come to him. And like you said, his points weren't there. And even early, he had just 2 points there for a while, but we were playing through him, and he was so much of a point forward out there. And I was just proud of the decisions that he was making on the offensive end. And even when he didn't have the ball, I thought he was doing a heck of a job screening, in our singles or in our staggers to get people open, because he was drawing a lot of attention.
Daryl Wells.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? I want to ask you, what made you happier tonight? Coming out with all that energy or keeping the lead? A lot of times in this league, you get up big and those leads can kind of diminish, but you guys kept your foot on the neck the whole night. Which made you happier tonight?
Well, I like the way that we came out of the gates, and we're very connected defensive wise. I like the way that we were on the glass that you've heard me talk about a little bit. And I thought guys, that hadn't played in a while came in and did a really nice job. Aaron Holiday's been out, Edmund Sumner's been out, Malcolm Brogdon has been out. And I want to give a lot of credit to our training staff, our strength staff, our assistant coaches, just for keeping all these guys ready and battling through these injuries to get these guys ready to play. So they've done a heck of a job, and the players have done a heck of a job, staying ready conditioning wise and mental wise, because like I said, there was some guys that played tonight that hadn't played in a while.
Greg Doyle, did you have a question? No. Okay. Jeremiah.
Nate, you might have addressed this before the game, but when you get that Caris Levert news earlier today, did you have to say anything to the team to rally them together? And is this one of those, responding to adversity moments that you saw tonight?
Yeah, Caris was crushed. I talked to Caris on the phone earlier today, and wants to be out there so bad with us. And I'm gonna call him right when we're finished here again to check on him and see how he's doing. But what I talked about with the team is, we've taken a lot of hits this year. There's been a lot of challenges with injuries and scheduling and things like that all teams have to go through. But I was just we talked about try to keep moving forward, taking the hits, keep moving forward, keep getting stronger through these things that are happening.
We got time for one more for Coach. Let's go to Seth Johnson.
Coach, what do you take from tonight now that you're going, whether it's Boston or Washington, what do you take from tonight into the next game?
Yeah, the physicality that we played with. It was a physical game out there. The connectivity on defense, the way that we were talking. I thought we were very, very well connected out there, and that triggered our offense. That the active defense triggers offense, and good offense can help your defense. And I just like the way that the guys continue to share the basketball. I think our cutting, our spacing, our screening, and the guys are looking for each other to make that extra pass.